What I would like to ask you is, when you said we were single cells in this reproductive hell and in this, physical hell, and I'm wondering, do you see how would you describe the space in between that and like the glory of this single body?
Well, you know how usually when they describe the cell being fertilized, you'll get one cell like this, and then it'll break into two like this, and then four like this. But with pandrogyny, the two blend and become one like this, and they become a bigger one, and a bigger one, and a bigger one like that. That's the difference.
Wow. And so do you see that we'll manage
that? So it's about unity and similarity, but not in the way that's surrendering any sort of autonomy or the ultimate point would be to reach a place of consciousness where you remember your individual self, but you're also part of everything.
And do you think your cells, for example, have a feeling that they are individual cells, but also part of you, your glorious wholeness?
Yes.
So you think we humans could have a similar sort of double thinking?
And I think we've reached a point that's really significant. We're at this crossroads as a species, where biologically and in terms of our intellect, we've reached this point where our prehistoric genetic code, which was originally for survival, so it was about something different, kill it, something that's threatening is different, kill it, attack it. That saved us through the Ice Age and so on. But now, at this point in time, we're seeing that manifest in things like Islam, extreme Islam versus extreme Christianity, for example.
Yeah.
The sort of polarity, the posturing of alternates, heterosexuals versus homosexuals, whatever. And of course that's just an evolutionary trap.
Yeah. Do you see
that's a dead end, literally, and we will die as a species if we continue that way.
Do you think we will have a body? What will the body look like that we will all, when you say that we will all...
William Burroughs and Brian Gysin used to say, we are here to go.
Right.
And for a long time, we didn't know what that meant. So, bit by bit, as we started to look at evolution, this all began with me and Lady J falling madly in love and wanting to try and be completely joined in each other. But as we thought about that, we thought about the cut-ups and the third mind, and how when Burroughs and Gysin collaborated, they said it's no longer two people, it's something else, the third mind. And so as we collaborated, we decided to become the third being, to represent the idea of absolute evolution, that with genetic engineering, with cosmetic engineering, we can actually change the body. And if we go into space, we have to really evolve physically. For example, salamanders, bears, all these creatures can hibernate. It can't be that complicated. Everyone's always talking about space travel being a problem because of the time.
Yeah.
But if we could learn to hibernate, it would be easy. And then if we're in a weightless environment, we might not need legs. Or we might need to be cold-blooded because that would save energy for heat.
So you're not an you don't want evolution, because evolution is slow, or then there's a catastrophe and then suddenly it speeds up, but it's like genocide at that point. So you're wanting to, what would you say your relation is? Is it an art form then that we're working on, or?
Well, from art, we use art and music and literature to talk about these issues.
But the thing itself
is an issue for the species. It's the difference between the species talking about itself as millions, billions of individuals, and as a species, one huge, massive organic unit, of which each of us are one small part. And so if we start to think of the species, it would be impossible to refuse food to another part of the same organism. It would be impossible to go to war with the same organism.
So you think it is heading towards us being an organism, something analogous to an organism?
And the internet is even a metaphor for what we're going to become.
So that's an organ of the organism forming. So how many organs, like the internet, do you think we would need to actually be a sort of world body?
Oh, well, it'll be biological as well. It will become infinite biological possibility, in that you could decide that you would like to fit in a one particular way. You might want to go into space. And then you decide in what sort of
would it be gardening? Function. Would it be gardening? Is that like with the bodies and the oneness, as you're saying, is it something like?
Oh gosh, that's an interesting question. it's to us, it's just about infinite choice, and there being no boundaries, no limits to what could be done. So you could decide to stay completely human in the way that we are now, or you could grow horns, feathers, fur, extra arms, and you could become an interplanetary pilot, because you'd need 6 arms to do that.